Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. My week 11 game MVPs for the Steelers, and basically it's on 4 guys this time. I usually do 3 people, but the last spot is tied up a little bit. One of the spots is tied up a little bit, but my first person is going to be James Pierre. James Pierre had to come in this game, of course, after being on the practice squad, bouncing back and forth. We know he was a Steeler before, a few years back, so he had to come in all the practice squad, make plays and deliver. He went out there and some pass breakups, and he even had a fumble return for a touchdown as well and played some good football. And he had to go out there and guard, of course, T. Higgins and guarding Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase only had 3 catches for 30 yards in this game like that. And the last little 15-yard play he got was from the chunk yards like that at the end of the game, garbage time. And then T. Higgins had a touchdown, of course, early in the game like that, the only team's touchdown. But overall, James Pierre did a good job. He played physical, and he played good in press coverage as well like that, manning up like that, being physical and being up there. He not use his hands well. He's been in the Steelers defense before. We see him make plays before, of course, here and there. And he went out there and handled business, got things done. And the Steelers got a big time victory. His fumble return for a touchdown, hitting the front flip in the end zone with the icing on the cake. And the Steelers went out there and won the game. So he's my third spot, my third MVP of the game right there, my third spot right there. Second spot, my second MVP of this game right here, in my opinion, I believe it goes to, I'm gonna give it to these 2 individuals right here. I'm gonna give it to Mason Rudolph and Kenneth Gainwell. I couldn't decide between, I was trying to pick exactly what I want to get. Darnell Washington was a person I did want to put on the list, of course, as well, because he had like 67 yards on a few catches in that big run that he had like that. He was stiff arm people, a big time moment. But Kenneth Gainwell and Mason Rudolph, they go out there and make plays. You look at Mason Rudolph when he gets numbers, I think he had the mug exactly right. Mason Rudolph had 12 completions for 16 attempts, 127 passing yards, and a touchdown pass in the game like that. Filled it in the second half, went out there and handled business. And then, Kenneth Gainwell, he had, of course, 24 yards on the ground, but also had 7 catches for 81 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in the air, which led the whole team like that. He was our leading receiver, of course, going out there making plays, getting 2 touchdowns, averaging 11 yards per catch, 7 catches, 81 yards. Went out there and handled business on that screen pass. And we caught the ball on the screen pass, because usually we'll see something like that happen and it turns to a negative play. Got the ball, he followed his blocks, and he cut up the field and got through, and then capped it off with a touchdown, being wide open, breaking the tackle, of course, and then getting in there. So Kenneth Gainwell did a good job. Mr. Rudolph did a good job filling in, because when you're a backup quarterback, you don't get all the first team reps. You don't get all the first team reps. You don't get all the opportunities to go out there to showcase your skill. And you're mostly just there, just waiting like that for opportunity. You might get some looks here and there in practice, but to see Aaron Rodgers go down, of course, then to come in there off the bench and then play very well. 12 for 16, 127 yards, a touchdown pass, converting on 3rd down. He had 4 conversions, I think 4 or 5, I think 5, right? Yeah, he was 5 for 6 on 3rd down. To go out there and convert on 3rd down and make those things happen, he played good. He played good, got the ball out fast. And one thing he did, I mentioned right now, to get the ball out fast is one thing I did like, of course, what he did that Rodgers didn't do. Rodgers kind of pump faked a lot. He pump faked a lot, held the ball a long time, was trying to scramble, make a lot of things out of nothing. And you see Mason Rudolph, on the same looks and some of the play calls, just taking what the defense giving them, taking the chunk yards, what the defense giving them, and open things up, and actually using the lines in the middle of the field. And his mobility is better than Rodgers. Rodgers being 42 years old, and Mason Rudolph being 28, I think 28, 29. So yeah, him going out there, stepping in. We know Mr. Rudolph is very capable of stepping in. We see him do it, of course. Last time he was with the Steelers, he had to start 3 games, so he helped them win 3 straight games. And then in this game right here, coming off the bench like that second half and delivering enough to help us win this game. My number 1 MVP though goes to one guy he just got to the team 3 weeks ago. He's been playing some good defense ever since he got here, and that's Kyle Duggar. Kyle Duggar's 75-yard pick 6 that he had in the game. That right there was a turning point of the game. When that play right there happened, because at one point it was 13-9. The game was still within reach. That play right there that he did, like that jumping, because he had a play early in the game, but he dropped the pick 6. Could have been a pick 6 really, because no one was going. Joe Flacco was not going to catch him on open speed like that. So he had it right there. He kind of dropped it a little bit. So it was a pass deflection. You're like, dang. Later in the game, another opportunity came about. And the pressure got there a little bit, Joe Flacco trying to throw one in, and Kyle Duggar picking it off and taking it 75 yards. 75 yards return like that. The run at the catch was nice for him, following his blocks, getting a good block by Herbig and all those guys, and then the end, dodging another tackle. and then getting in the end zone for the touchdown. That was a nice play by him. The defense had 2 defensive touchdowns, and that play right there kind of got us on track a little bit. Kyle Duggar had 3 tackles, of course. He had pass breakup. I think pass breakup in that game as well, an interception in that game as well, like that. He played some good football, and that trade for him been very good, like that. Him and Ramsey playing free safety over the top together, like playing safeties over the top and keeping everything hemmed in has been working well for us. And you know, it's nice because Ramsey had some pass breakups too in the game. He got ejected from the game. I still don't know if Jamar Chase spit on him or something, or what happened like that between that, because we didn't see a close-up camera, but whatever happened, Ramsey was pissed off, and he punched Jamar Chase and got ejected in the game, but still was enough to keep the team alive, and the team got fired up after that. Kind of like, okay, our guy got thrown out and stuff. It kind of brought a little more energy, and the Steelers went out there and handled business and got things done, and you know, went out there and blew out the Bengals 34-12, only allowed 1 touchdown. Remember I said in the game preview, I said if you utilize Warren, let's get some touches, get the ball out, of course, and then defensively, all you got to do is play closer. Don't let Joe Flacco drop back. We can just dump the ball out fast, play close. We have to think about it. Your pressure can get there. Your pressure got there a few times, and it caused some mistakes. And the turnovers did happen, of course, as well, like that, including the Kyle Duggar one. The last turnover was just something just for fun because the game was already over. We just went piling on them and embarrassed them on TV, of course. But the Steelers went out there, handled business, and got things done, played smart defensively. And the defense been playing pretty good the past 2 weeks. The Colts game, they did a good job, of course, getting those 6 turnovers and beating the Colts, of course, in that game. They did a good job last week against the Chargers, too. Just the offense couldn't score, and they turned the ball over in their own territory a few times as well, like that. But the defense overall, if you watch that game like that, if you just watch the scoreboard, you watch the game, you see defense played well that game too. And then in this game, the defense played well too. Herbig did have a sack in this game too, as well, like that. And that was actually the only sack he got, but we also got 2 turnovers, and that's enough to get the job done to go out there and get the victory. So the Steelers went out there, handled business, got things done, and those are my 3 MVPs right there for the game. You know, Kenneth Gainwell and Mason Rudolph tied at the 2nd spot. The 3rd spot, of course, I have first spot I have Kyle Duggar, and then the 3rd spot, of course, I forgot that fast. I'm not that tired. The first spot I had, who got the first spot? That I have both of them like that? No, I didn't have both of them. James Pierre. See, I'm already losing. I go to sleep. But for the 3rd spot, I had James Pierre. 2nd spot, I had, of course, Mason Rudolph, Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell had the 2 touchdowns. Mason Rudolph, 127 passing yards, 12 for 16, and a touchdown. And then, of course, you know, Kyle Duggar with a 75-yard pick 6, a pass deflection in that game as well. A few big hits as well in that game. Went there handle business. So those are my 3 game VPs. Let me know down below what you guys think. Who would you add on the list, and who would you think should be a game VP like that? But I hope we have more of these videos, because usually game VPs means the Steelers won like that. So Steelers went out there, got a victory, sitting at 6-4. I'm gonna have the AFC North race video coming to you probably on Monday, so we'll look out for that. And we also have a video discussing Aaron Rodgers' status as well. I'm seeing if he's ready to go, or Mason Rudolph going to take over like that, and seeing how bad Aaron Rodgers' injury is. So we'll see exactly what happens. But I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.